those who refuse to be buried. Hekate belongs to the latter. She was an old figure before Greece gave her a name, before Olympus, before myth had a structure, a hierarchy. Her roots reach back to Thrace, to Anatolia, to the dawn of civilization, where she was the light between worlds, the guardian of liminal spaces. When she entered the Greek pantheon, she was already ancient. A titaness in Hesiod's Theogony, granted dominion of heaven, earth, and sea. But what mattered wasn't her power. It was her presence. She stood at every threshold. Homes, graves, of roads splitting three ways, a goddess of choices and of the consequences that follow. When Christianity rose, they tried to erase her, to turn her torches into instruments of fear. But the crossroads are eternal. Humanity is intrinsically tied to choice. So there was no erasing her. She is a whisper in all of witchcraft, the shadow on the moon, the eyes of the stars, the bearer of key, and so much more. She holds a name you still see etched on stone tablets in museums, invoked quietly by those who understand that light and darkness are not enemies, only reflections. And no matter what path you take, she is there. In the ancient world, to me, Hekate was to stand between decisions. To realize that choice is not freedom, it is fate. That choice, which we call free will, is still part of the plan. That's what drew me to her. Not just as an aesthetic or iconography, but as an idea beyond humanity itself. She is the embodiment of awareness, of sapience, of existence. The one who holds the lantern while you look into yourself and truly see beyond. And sometimes it makes you wish you hadn't. In the primordial Crossroads universe, she is neither a character nor an antagonist. She is beyond the veil of space-time itself, outside of what I call the cosmic braid. Every threshold in my world, between love and obsession, grief and revelation, sanity and surrender, lies and truth, carries her signature. She is a primordial force in and of itself, whether the fabric holds or tears. She is there, holding her torches, watching. With a word that echoes across my work, dark light. A simple term at a glance. Perhaps familiar to some in concept, but the black flames are more than a visual gimmick. They are a paradox, an illumination through obscurity, an inversion of light itself, where the light is darkness and the shadows are bright and reveal Hekate's torches don't reveal the path, they reveal the abyss beneath it. That's the essence of dark light, the truth that burns through safety. In hollow depths, you see it inclines unraveling. The more he learns, the less he understands. Each revelation illuminates his ruin. Each insight is a torch burning to dark. That is her gift, the agony of awareness. And that awareness never ends. When people reduce gods to moral binaries, they flatten the infinite into the human. Hekate defies that. She's not good, she is not evil, she is multiplicity made divine flesh. The feminine as force, not archetype. The ancients called her trimorphous, three-formed. Maiden, mother, and crone, yes, but more accurately, possibility, transformation, and decay. She is birth, death, and everything in between. Entropy beyond entropy. In the primordial crossroads, she is the spine of reality. Without her, there is no becoming. Without her, there is no ending. That's the horror, and that's the beauty. Creation and annihilation are the same gesture, the same outstretched hand. Echoes of her worship remain, twisted, fragmented, misunderstood. The cult of Hekate doesn't revere her, it tries to own her, to domesticate a threshold. They whisper hymns without understanding the meaning of the language they use. They offer sacrifices but forget the purpose that began them. Their tragedy is that of humanity itself, believing knowledge grants control. Every ritual, every act of devotion in my universe carries along with it that mistake, that the divine can be domesticated. But Hekate cannot be worshipped as an idol. She can only be recognized. And recognition requires surrender. We see glimpses of her in Klein's dreams, in the twin torches he sees in the shadows, in the eyes of the Kasparakis family, in the owl that watches a white flash in moonlight, in the way grief reshapes reality in the silence before understanding. She isn't written into the pages, she breathes between them. Every act of revelation in hollow depths is her torch passing by. It's fitting that Hekate outlived her temples. Empires rise and fall, myths fade, but liminality remains. Every act of creativity, every birth, every death, every moment you question your place in the world, that is her domain. In the end, she doesn't need followers. She needs witnesses. And in writing Hollow Depths, I became one. The crossroads were never really a place. We are a state of being. Hekate is that state. The infinite midpoint between despair and divinity. The silent guide who holds the torch while you decide whether to step forward. That's why she chose me. That's why she'll choose you, too. The moment you look too long into the dark and find it looking back with 3 faces. Next time, I'll step aside from analysis for a little bit. Move from deconstructing myth to storytelling, to the words themselves. I've posted a bit in my Substack, but I will read the entirety of the prologue, the prologue of Hollow Depths, and let you hear the language of this world as it's meant to be heard. A descent in sound and silence. Until then, stand at the threshold. See the torchlight. Do not flinch. Descend.